Next project. This time it will be a Pokemon generator, or more accurately, a not Pokemon generator, because they are not Pokemons, but they just look a little bit like it, I hope. Yeah. I will mix up the order, so I will start with the result, that you will see how amazing the end result is, and then I will end with the boring part, the explanation how it actually works. So this is it. Here you can see the project on my website. You can all go to it and generate your own Pokemon. So first you will be greeted with the lovely Professor GAN. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Of course. Hello there. Welcome to the world of not Pokemon. My name is Professor GAN V0. I generate not Pokemons as a profession. First, what is your name?
So what you have to do, you have to insert your name here and you have to read the terms and conditions, which you can find at the bottom. And yes, put your name, so let's say Rick, because that's my name, as you can probably guess. And to continue, it should not work, like, oh no, really read the terms and conditions first, and then you do that, and bam! So you will get 3 different randomly generated Pokemons by the GAN. So yeah, you can choose one. I like the middle one, but the other one's also pretty cool. This one looks a bit like some fox or something, but I'll go for the middle one. Yeah, you can assign types. You can assign 3 if you want. And of course you can copy the image and make your own design. So I will do that. So I will download it and start my favorite program to use, which is Photoshop. I'm not very experienced with it at all, but I think that my figure at the bottom already kind of give it away. I think it looks a little bit like an elephant. So like you have the eye, the ears, and you also have a snout. So yeah, I will just make this drawing and show you what I got in the end. So yeah, I think I finished it kinda. I think you get an idea at least what I saw in it, but yeah. Oh man, I'm so bad at Photoshop. I used to be actually pretty good at drawing when I was like younger, but well, for sure, drawing on the computer is new for me, but yeah, I think I lost my edge anyways. Okay, cool. This is what I'm before, this is what I made out of it. So as you can see, nice, right? Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, you can see the idea, I think, right? It looks kind of, yeah, it's perfect. Great. Okay, let's just upload it. Okay, let's give it a name. So yeah, I think like Elfie or something is a great name. Like also the other Pokemon, how's it called? Like Fenfie or something. It's like a Pokemon already, like which is an elephant. So let's call it Elfie. It's kind of like similar some way. Yeah, types. It looks like a little bit like a fighting Pokemon. And also, I think I also like attach something else. Maybe like ground. Where's ground? Yeah, let's go for ground. Where's ground? Ground, there's a ghost. Ground. I maybe should have put it in alphabetical order. Oh well, ground, here you go. Okay, cool. Okay, now let's make a description. Yeah, so it looks a little bit like a very image, like very young fighter. It's not very experienced yet, so let's put something like that in the description. Okay, and there you have it, a nice description. Everything's done, so submit. Will maybe take a while. You can also go to Pokedex and find your creation in here. So there you go, my first drawing, as you can see. I also have uploaded a few before, but without drawing. So yeah, that was one. So let's make a few more. I think one thing became really apparent, that I'm very bad at Photoshop. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, the Pokemon I think look pretty nice, given my Photoshop skills. So the elephant, I think, yeah, the idea got there really well. Also, I think I like this one the most, the parakeet one, because like it also like feels like it fits in the story. So for example, they use parakeets to detect if there's like gas in the room, or like near a fireplace or in the mines. So like that's like looks a bit like a ghost parakeet, so it really like fits well in a something which can be real. Yeah, this one I'm not very sure what to think about this one. Like this had some potential, but it was already like pretty chaotic. Yeah, so this came out of it. I don't think it actually looks like a Pokemon-ish kind of thing. I have no idea what it is, but not Pokemon. I really love this start, like the generated image. It looks so great, like, oh man, I can make something so good out of it. But yeah, it just showed that my Photoshop skills are really terrible. Like this one, it looks so promising. Like I thought like make a big flower, just like Venusaur or Venusaur? I'm sure Venusaur. Yeah, Venusaur, something like that. But yeah, like this looks terrible. And also like this seems to be like a you have those walking dinosaurs, and this looks a little bit like a anteater snout, but like, oh, it looks so terrible. But like the idea I think is pretty good, but the execution was terrible. Well, give it a try. Yeah, see if you can do better. You probably can do better than I did. Okay, let's go into a little TLDR of like how this network works on this model. So is actually someone still here? Oh, okay. Well, okay, let's go into it. Yeah, so there are two networks with a GAN, a generator and a discriminator. So the generator, it generates images based on some noise. So in this case, I used 100 values, so 100 normal distributed values. I insert this in my network and it will generate a image. So it's in the beginning, it's really messy. It makes no sense at all. But yeah, it of course has to train. So this image will be inserted into the discriminator model, the red one, and will determine if this image, which was generated by the generator, is a fake or not, or a forgery or not. So if it's a fake one, the discriminator must learn to say this one is fake. Whereas if it actually sees a real image, so in the bottom part, it would actually have to say that's true, that's a real image. So there are three different training things going on. And the first one is that the green network tries to fool the discriminator to think that its generated image is actually true, real. Whereas the red one, it gets both real images and fake images, and has to recognize the generated images as the fake ones and the real images as true ones. And if you do this for a long time, then you actually get something pretty decent, as you could see before. Well, it really depends on how high you put the bar. If you thought that the previous one were decent. Of course, like one thing you may be like thinking like, yo, why weren't the images really good? But that's because Pokemon's, like, it's really hard to capture what actually Pokemon is in a neural network, because like Pokemon's are also, when you look at the real ones, they are based on some objects in the real world, but our networks, they don't know the concept in the real world. They don't know the concept of eyes, they don't know the concept of tails, they don't know the concept of animals, or I don't know, key chords, I don't know. So normally it should learn by just looking at many different Pokemons or images, but because Pokemons are so diverse, it actually doesn't really learn very good all those concepts. So yeah, the result is kind of fake, as you could see, but at least the forms are there, and I think that's really good enough. So yeah, I actually retrained the model to just make a time lapse, so it's a different one and actually used in my on my website. So let's just look at the intermediate results of the training. if you would pass the training at some point, you would probably see that you would get some decent results. Although I think that the model I used on my website is actually better. I actually made some slight adjustments, but I thought it would actually make it better, but apparently it didn't, but at least you get the idea. So for the people who are interested, this is my model. I used a convolutional GAN. So the generator is made out of mainly transposed convolutional 2D layers and leaky ReLU and batch normalization. So what does that mean? So the batch normalization is used to force diversity in all the samples. So what you can get if you don't use it, that all the images look very similar. So batch normalization forces the network to be diverse. And the convolution layers are used to, or the transposed convolution layers are used to capture features of images. So they will actually hold the patterns of an image. And yeah, so the last layer is a tangens hyperbolicus, and that forces the values to between -1 and 1. So when we go to the discriminator, we see a few different layers. So now I use mainly convolutional 2D layers and dropout. So convolutional 2D layers, they are kind of like the same as the convolutional 2D transpose layers, whereas the transposed convolutional 2D layers actually make things bigger, like you go from one cell to many. The convolutional 2D layers, they actually go from many cells to one. Dropout is used to add some noise to the discriminator, and it also actually kind of like improves the whole learning thing. So you can also see that there are like 3 different, let's say, layers. So the first layer is 100 big, that's the noise I insert in my discriminator. Then of course the end result of my generator is an image. In this case I train on images from 64 by 64 and 3 colors, RGB. And the discriminator, it actually gets an image, of course, and it will determine if something is true or not, or false or positive, and it will be just captured by one value, 0 or 1. So that's why there's 1 at the end. Thank you for watching, and make some of your own designs, and let me know in the comments if you maybe want to have a follow-up video where I will showcase maybe the best few Pokemons. And put a like if you like this project and want to see more. See you next time!